Yeah.
And I'll ask like the dorky, I feel like the podcast question that you have to ask, and probably will say it's like asking me like what kid would you love the most type of thing. But do you have like a top five beers like that you've like if you had to rank them in your head of like that you like the most?
Of that I like the most that are my
Yeah,
beers
from, I
or
guess
other
from the
people
New Child catalog, if you
the New
will.
Trail catalog. Yeah, so I mean it's easy. Number one for me is Lazy River Pills.
Okay.
I love that beer. I brewed that beer for my mom, but it is also a labor of love. Pilsner amongst brewers is kind of like the I always call it like the margarita pizza of beer. Like if you can make a good margarita pizza, you can generally make pretty good pizza. So Pilsner for me is that, and Lazy River sort of is that beer for me. So I'd say it's Lazy River. I really love SOB. That's our American IPA. That's our flagship American IPA. I'm being really corny because they're right now they're all core beers. I'm not shamelessly plugging all my core beers,
But
but I
that's so
really
important that how good those are.
yeah I really love so I'd say it's Lazy River is number one, SOB is number two, Broken Heels has to be number three. Moonlit's number four. I love that beer. It's it's a drier imperial stout. It's full flavor, lots of chocolate, lots of roast. And then, weird fifth beer. Maybe if I can plug Flannel Weather. Flannel Weather, the red label, which is with Nelson Sauvin. I really love Nelson Sauvin as a hop that's got that nice like white grape, dank, weedy sort of characteristics and still sort of citrusy. So
that's so. It's funny because I have five, and then none of those. I love all those, and that's not even in my. Those are like different top five.
What do you have a top five written down right there? So
it's funny. I didn't even really put them in order, so I'm pointing like I just love them all so much. So I had mine as Pointing North, Forest, Up the Creek, Daypack, Morning Necessity, and Rock Run.
I forgot Pine Cone.
Oh God, I love Pine Cone too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and the one other thing I was gonna say, so to that point, like, is there a beer that's harder to make? Like, I know that's probably like a juvenile way of asking it, but like looking at your whole 12-month calendar, is it like, okay, this one's gonna take like a little bit more effort?
Yeah, for sure. Anytime we're producing, I mean, we spend a lot of time and attention to detail on all of our beers, but lagers and pilsners in specific are without flaw. Like there's nothing to hide behind to make those beers taste any better. It's all about your technique, your process, your recipe. There, you cannot screw up anything.
And I know you talked about it earlier about cleanliness. Is that like the number one most important thing to having that consistent, crisp, beer every time?
That's certainly the start for it, but a lot of it boils down to general brewing practices, and you can't mess up any brewing practice at any time, but specifically on Pilsner Day. So